Still scrolling instead of creating?
Me too.
Grab your sketchbook and let me introduce you to doomscrolling bingo.
I'm going to cover these up with a bunch of different objects and then pick one at random.
Dun dun dun! Let's do this one.
Mix 3 posts into a magical meal.
Ooh, okay. Let's find our first post. Ooh, we're gonna do something with this. Aha, blueberries. And then let's see, what is our third post? Bugs. I need to do something with bugs.
This is a brand new sketchbook that I'm using today. It's probably my favorite thing right now because it comes with this binder system and you can take the pages out. I'm using my Prismacolor Kohl Erase pencil for all of my sketching today. I decided to put blueberries on a platter and then surround the blueberries on that platter with some worms and some flowers, a little bee and a ladybug. And I'm going to paint everything in using my acrylic paints that I created in my Comfort Art Kit video. They're starting to look a little dingy. I might have to do something to fix them up. However, I enjoy using it for things like this because the paint is easily within my reach. I want to make sure that this magical meal is extra magical for my monsters, so after I'm done with my layer of acrylic paint, I come in with my colored pencils and I add more shading and detail to kind of give it that illustrated children's book look. When you try to eat these blueberries, they sing louder as you lift your spoon and the melody changes based on your mood. Personally, I don't know if I could eat food that was singing to me, but the monsters in Prismatica love it. They can't get enough of these blueberries. Here's the final piece. Let's compare it to our inspiration. Let's move on to the next idea.
What about this? Turn a random post into a house. Oh, this is cute.
I'm using the same process as the first idea, and I'm just roughly creating this monster illustration and trying to figure out where I want the rainbow, how many colors I want on the rainbow, and where I'm putting the door. I am going to just water this down. I want to create a watercolor effect with my acrylic paint, and I'm going to just use my brush and my fingers to create all types of fun textures. I'm going to come in with my purple paint and start filling in and painting my monster. Rainbows are very hard to paint. You have to hold the brush still, you have to mix the paint correctly. I decided that I'm going to use my Ohuhu acrylic paint markers to fill in the rainbow. And what I like about these is that they come in a bullet tip and a brush tip. You can decide which side you want to use. And if the rainbow is a little off center or askew, I can always go back in with another layer of acrylic paint marker. They work so well on top of acrylic paint, especially when you use it like this. I always do my finishing touches with my purple gel pen and my white gel pen. And I don't know, what do you think? Here's the final piece. Let's compare it to our inspiration. Let's move on to the next idea. Draw something you almost scrolled past. Don't overthink it. These hair tutorials are so weird. I don't understand half of them. Ooh. I have to see what the final result is so I know what I'm doing. This is Courageous Painting. Let's be courageous and tackle some text, okay? Let's do it. I'm trying to make it bubbly. Hopefully I made all of the letters big enough to do this effect, and I don't know. This is just one of those things where I have to trust the process and hope that it turns out well. I think I'm just gonna put my darker colors down first and then put my lighter colors on top of that. So I don't think it's working as well as I would have liked. I'm still gonna continue to add more highlights and details. This one's not great, but sometimes this is what happens when we wanna make something amazing, but we're just not there yet. I don't yet have the skills and the knowledge to make this look closer to the inspiration, but I'm still proud that I did it. I think it was fun. Sometimes white highlights can fix anything, but in this case, I think it made it worse. So let's just move on to the next idea. Scroll, stop, draw what you land on. Ooh, okay.
This one should be interesting. I just have to wait for Instagram to load before I can start scrolling. Ooh, it stopped for me. Does that mean I have to do the bees? Yeah, I think it means I have to do them. I mean, at least I got something pretty easy. I'm gonna make the cutest little bees that anyone has ever seen. I'm just gonna start with some very oval shaped bees. I'm not going for realism at all here. There's something about cute, simple art that will always inspire me. Every so often, I get a comment that says, hey, I can do that too. That's not fancy art. To that comment, I say, yes, please, please go make art. I want everybody who watches my videos to be inspired to make art. If there's ever something that I do that you say, oh, I can do that better, please do it. I think that it's so hard to come up with inspiration sometimes, and sometimes you don't really understand the process of how to go from inspiration to making art. And I hope that these ideas in this video will help you do that. And look at how cute these are. These bees are in love. Before we move on to the next idea, I just want to let you know that the bingo card that I'm using in this video is available below. You can download it directly from my Google Drive. It's completely free. It also comes with a blank bingo card that you can fill with your own creative prompts, because you guys are just way more creative than me sometimes. Turn something boring into something dramatic. I could make a bottle really interesting. I mean, this is getting turned into a face. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to start out by drawing a bottle that's similar to the bottle from the inspiration. And then, of course, it's going to get a face. It's going to become a monster. I'm going to give it a name. And I'm going to use a very light coat of acrylic paint to just get my base colors down. And then I'm just going to come in with some colored pencil and add some of my extra details. Not sure where I got the inspiration to use orange. I think it was because this purple color is more on the magenta side. It's more pink. So I thought that orange would go well with it. And then I gave him like bright blue eyebrows that make no sense. What am I doing? But, you know, this isn't my favorite monster. However, I'm going to name him Fizzy, and I'm going to love him very, very much. Let's compare Fizzy to the original inspiration. Let's move on to the next idea. Future Christine here. I thought that Fizzy was looking too much like the original, so I aged him like 20 years. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. And I tried to make him look more dramatic by adding these little explosions up here. And I even have him saying, I'm dramatic. So if you were taking this video way too seriously, this is a reminder, have fun. If we see Fizzy again, I'm probably going to give him a makeover like I recently did for Greta, who is now available as a sticker sheet in my shop, along with the rainbow candy bugs and monsters. All right, let's keep having some fun. I want to see what this is. Turn a product ad into a monster. Yes. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, wait, was that an ad? 20% off bio-based bundles. How am I going to turn this into a monster? Maybe I can do some monsters playing in the paint, and like the bottle can become a monster. We're going to give it a shot. So Liquitex is the brand of paint that I always use. I'm going to have a difficult time creating one type of monster for their paint. And so instead of creating one monster, I am going to create 5 monsters. Each monster is a different blob of paint, and each one will have a different personality. The origin story of these paint blob monsters is that they were left behind on a palette. When they fell into Prismatica, all of the colors came to life. And because each color was expressing a different emotion when it was being used, each blob has a different emotion. So we've got the angry blob in the top left. We've got more of like a curious blob in the bottom left. The middle blob is just kind of
happy and curious. The one all the way to the right, I would say, is just excited. And the one on the bottom is mischievous. They're kind of fun. This one is my favorite. It's crazy that this was the original inspiration and that this is what we came up with, but that's the point. Let your inspiration guide you wherever you wish to go, and you might surprise yourself with what you create.
And last but not least, steal colors from one post and use them on another. I'm trying to find something that has really fun colors. Oh, no. Okay, I love these. Do I need to explain why I love these colors? I love purple. We all know that. Okay, let's find a post that I can apply these colors to and make something amazing. Oh, it's a little baby T-Rex. It's perfect. I don't want to just draw a baby T-Rex though. I want this baby T-Rex to be busting out of an egg wearing a bunny suit. And everything is going to be purple. Bunny suit's going to be purple. The T-Rex is going to be purple. Well, I did add a little bit of green. And I think that's okay. I think green and purple go pretty well together. It is a dinosaur. And then I did also add some yellow to the egg because, I don't know, I've never seen a purple egg before. I thought that the yellow would be a good contrast against the green and purple dinosaur. And it was at this point that I realized I really got away from the original inspiration. But it's okay. I'm glad that this happened. I'm glad that I didn't quite follow the inspiration as closely as I had hoped, because I just had so much fun making this idea and bringing it to life. I think it's so silly. If you want to see another video just like this doom scrolling video, go ahead and watch the one I posted a couple weeks ago right here, and Mike and I will see you there.